big name. Nobody wanted to work with me. All the labels told me, this ain't gonna work. So I had two options.
Check.
One is give up and listen to their advice.
3, 2, 1, round it!
The second is just do what my heart tells me to do.
AP Dhillon, definitely first of a kind.
AP Dhillon is one of India's biggest artists of the time.
They've already taken South Asian music by storm.
Over 5 billion streams.
They keep breaking records.
They're just so phenomenal. But there is the cloak of mystery that he wears.
As a fan of AP Dhillon, it's infuriating that he's not doing any interviews.
There is a certain mystery about him.
I want to know you.
मेरा नाम है अमृत. I'm a singer, songwriter, and producer.
He's spawning a revolution.
AP Dhillon.
AP Dhillon.
I don't think so there's any artist out there has done what we have done as independent.
Oh, we started in a fucking basement. Look where we are, look where we're going. Let's do this.
It's only taken 3 years to be selling out arenas.
And we didn't expect it's gonna blow up this crazy.
But if they continue as independents,
Yo, what the fuck?
it might knock them just when they're about to take over.
This is not the day to fuck shit up.
The show cost is probably 1.5 to 2 mil.
I don't wanna go in debt.
Can we punch some production guys right now?
People in the industry that'll see what we're doing and be like, these guys have no fucking idea.
I need this ASAP.
And maybe they're right.
Your fans own you.
We bet on ourselves, so we just have to give our fans what they want.
We all are brown. And if we can't bring each other up, who else gonna do it?
Let's fucking go!
What left is to take over the world. It's been 4 years, I think. There's a lot of emotions inside. Just seeing the places where I used to go and the places where I grew up. And I think nothing has been changed, to be honest. ਜ਼ਿਲ੍ਹਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਗੁਰਦਾਸਪੁਰ ਤੋਂ ਪਿੰਡ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਬਚਪਨ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਬੀਤਿਆ ਸਾਰਾ ਹਨਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਲਾਸਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਪਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਚੱਜ ਨਾਲ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹੋ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੀ ਇਨਸਪਾਇਰ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਰਾਈਟ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਕ ਮੋਟੋ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਹਨਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ
So you want to say something? आपको कुछ कहना है? कैसा लग रहा है? वो आ रहा है.
पढ़ना चाहो तो पढ़ लो मेरे आंसुओं की जुबान पढ़ना चाहो तो पढ़ लो मेरे आंसुओं की जुबान जुबान बंद है मगर मेरी आंखें कह रही हैं तुम आए हो फिजाएं फिजाओं में घुल गई है वो सुगंधी मेरे दिल से पूछो मेरे लिए क्या है वेलकम टू होम AP वेलकम टू होम
Honestly, I just want to go just spend some time with my family.
थोड़ा पीछे
Moving to Canada has changed me a lot. है तो मैं वही हैं बंदा है ना अंदरों ते पर कई वारी इस भज दौड़ दे विच महसूस हुंदा कि I didn't want to leave this country. I wanted to stay in Punjab. जे मेरा मैं तो पहला ही कहता मैं नहीं जाना मैं उत्थे ही रहना है My dad made that decision for me and honestly they sent me the place I don't know. इतले देश कैनेडा जिदा एज अ इमिग्रेंट आए ही गए मैंने याद है जो इतने आए हैं भी अं 2 सूटकेस ना इतने मूव होए पता ही नहीं क्रेडिट कार्ड होंदा की सो मैं जेडे होटल च जावां मैनूं कहण कि तैनूं क्रेडिट कार्ड चाहिए When I first landed on Vancouver Island, it was hard for me because there wasn't many brown people here. ते मैनूं इत्थे कोई जानदा नहीं लैंग्वेज बैरियर भी बहुत होंदा स्कूल जाना शुरू हो गया It was all new to me. I called my dad, I was like, yo, I want to get the fuck out of here. But I kind of forced myself to stay there and try to make sense of it. You're trying to figure out a job. You're going to work at a gas store or convenience store. I worked in Best Buy as a sales associate, but that doesn't really get you any far. I was working hard and putting that money and extra on credit card to my music. For 2.5 years, pretty much that's all I did. It's been 7 years since I came. Vancouver Island's a home now.
Nah, it's gonna get used, bro. It's gonna get used so much. Like fast, without you even realizing.
All these guys are gonna be hungry tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up the speakers here.
I met Gurinder G minor Chinda in Canada. Not having any family here, that's the family I have. That's how you roll. You roll with your gang. No, I feel like you kind of want one element keep going, no? Yeah. And like one of these instruments at the end can also cut 1 bar ahead.
Yeah.
Right? Not here, but like here, even here.
Oh yeah.
No, I feel like it'll be more saucy if the drop comes here, actually, yeah. Fire.
Yo, breakfast, guys.
ਵੇਖੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਹਾਂ
Gigi, there's a chair here.
ਸਾਡੇ ਖੂਨ 'ਚ ਆ ਹਨਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੱਢ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ I was always into music, to be honest. Like my dad, he listened to a lot of Sufi music. And I think a lot of my taste is influenced by him. But I did listen to like a lot of like the music from this side of the world.
Growing up in Victoria, you don't see a lot of Indians. So anytime I've seen another Indian, I'm like, yo, I'll be the first guy to go greet the guy, you know. एक पता नहीं communication class ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ AP ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੱਲ ਪਈ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਉਹਦਾ ਪਿੰਡ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਿੰਡ ਸੇਮ ਪਿੰਡ ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਦਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਸੁਣੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਸੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੇਰੇ it struck a chord with me, you know.
ਕਿਸ਼ਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਤੇਥੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਾ ਅਫੋਰਡ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਦੇ ਆ ਜੱਟ ਕਾਕਾ ਘੋੜੇ ਪਾਲਦੇ ਕਿਸ਼ਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਤੇਥੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਾ ਅਫੋਰਡ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਦੇ ਆ ਜੱਟ ਕਾਕਾ ਘੋੜੇ ਪਾਲਦੇ
ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਸੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਯਾਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਆਉਣਾ ਆ ਪਰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬੰਦਾ ਢੀਠ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਆਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਸਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ but he was always drawing people in, you know. He always had an energy to him.
ਖੜੀ ਅੱਡੇ ਤੇ ਘੂਰੀਆਂ ਪਾਵੇ ਉਹ ਜੱਟੀ ਕਰ ਤੂੰ ਸਵਰਗੀ ਜਾਨ
ਗਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਸੀਗੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਸੇਵ ਕਰਕੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਇਕਵਿਪਮੈਂਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਾਲ ਕੇ ਲਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ YouTube ਸੀਗੀ ਜਾਂ ਲਾਈਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਗਾਉਣਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਬੀਟਸ ਸਹੀ ਨੇ ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਟ ਟੁਗੇਦਰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ
ਉਹ ਆਕੜਾ ਨਾ ਲੱਦੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਜਾਣੇ
The very first time I met AP was in school when I recently got to Canada in 2015. I got to know he has like interest in music and I was singing like a little bit here and there and then we used to get like drunk, like do parties and get drunk and started singing and stuff. Everybody was saying you guys sing actually good, you should try to work on a track or do something.
Me and Gurinder used to work at the same place. AP, Gurinder and a bunch of their other friends already had a circle who loved music. I met AP through Gurinder while we were sitting at there and chilling at their place. And I was really impressed by how passionate he was about music. Building up something in a head, how he wanted to do it.
You know, but like any flow like that.
And that's when we realized we should be making music. Because I knew how to write, compose, and these guys were working on their beats and doing everything they could.
So it's all organically, we kind of just all connected. I would play beats, these guys would start freestyling. Collectively, we just started making music and it started sounding better and better and better. We're on an island. There's no studios, there's no record labels. You know, we're so isolated. We're just trying to create our own sound.
We worked on it for over a year, how to bring this sound.
We took music from the West and we combined lyrics and compositions from back home. And we kind of created a new genre. We had no fan base, no nothing. We just started a YouTube, we called it Run Up Records. The first track that we did was Fake, and we put out the song. And within one day, you know, it had like 3,000 plays. By the next morning, 10,000 people had heard it. I was, you know, I felt on top of the world. I was like, 10,000 people are listening to our song and they're loving it. We got a good reaction and we're like, you know, maybe we're doing something right.
Yo, okay, they deal with it themselves. All right, cool. All right.
Me and Herman grew up together. We were in Toronto.
That's fine.
Herman heard Fake, and he heard it the first day AP dropped it.
So I listened to this song, I was like, yo, this is like so refreshing. Like, what is this? That raw form of art. There's always an energy behind it. I was super curious. It was more of the mystery, you know what I mean? And like, I need to know everything about this guy right now.
And Herman just called him, like right away.
Same night, right when the song came out, I said, yo, bro, this is fucking amazing. Like, well, where are you from? And he said, hey, I'm based out of Vancouver Island.
You guys are over there in the island and like, this is the type of music you guys are making and you don't understand like how powerful it is, like for the world.
I started to show Kevin and I think from there, like we just built this organic relationship.
Herman called us, he's like, the song's amazing, keep doing what you're doing. right there, that fuels the fire a little bit more.
I'm just starting. Aye, go.
2020, that's when we first met. I was not anywhere near the music industry. I was always just kind of interested in it. I was working for airlines, warehouses, factories. AP pulls me and Herman outside. He's like, I have $7,000 to my name. I don't know where this is gonna go, but I want you to be my manager. And I was like, I have $6,000 to my name. And I don't know where this is gonna go, and I don't know what being a manager means, and I never wanted to be a manager. But I think at that point in time, no one really believed in them like me and Herman did. You could tell we were ready to do anything and everything to make this work.
Well, now we're motivated. Now it's got to the point where we're in the studio every day.
In the beginning, we're just so focused on just creating stuff. We're experimenting with music and art stuff. Right?
But there was like a hope, you know, when you listen to your music, you know, like if it's good or not, you could tell.
At this point, I remember clearly AP had like 27,000 followers, Gigi had like 10, Shinda had like 1,000 or something. So I'm coming from a mindset of like, this is the biggest thing in the world, you guys don't even know it. I'm like, you guys are gonna win Oscars, you're gonna win Grammys, you're gonna do all that. They're like, bro, like chill, like, you know, like we're just trying to make music. And it was kind of like, I was getting ahead of myself because I was so excited. The second I heard excuses, I believed in these guys more than anything I've ever believed in my life.
Excuses track. That track is the first track to break into India, Pakistan. They all started playing it. Now they know the lyrics, they know the flows. They kind of, yo, this is something like, you know, like, I know this, but what is this, right?
Music doesn't really have borders. You can create music and it can be heard by the whole world. But major labels, like, they never took us seriously.
I was forced to be independent because nobody wanted to work with me. All the labels told me that, like, it's not gonna work. This music is shit. Yeah. I don't know why I never gave up or like how I never gave up, but it was frustrating. But I'm glad that they said it. You're just creating what you like. You're doing whatever you want to do. Just put something fresh out there that nobody has done before.
For 10 years, you go to any club in the world, if you're an Indian person, the DJs recognize that you're Indian. He plays Jay-Z, Punjabi MC. And like, yeah, at the beginning it was cool, but it's kind of started becoming like stereotypical. It's great for our culture, but I think people are waiting for the next song.
We were all the time working, recording in the studio, trying to, you know, find that one song which could change everybody's life.
Chinda called and he's like, yo, I have this idea.
I had this appreciation for the brown community. I saw how good brown people were doing, grinding all day and making something out of it. This needs appreciation. That was certainly in my mind.
Like, it wasn't like named Brown Monday or nothing, but like he has a hook.
Brown Monday. Yeah.
We heard it and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Brown Monday, the beat, to be honest, I don't even remember. Like, I was in my room and I just found this melody and I was like, this is kind of cool. So, you know, I made this, you know, simple beat.
We went back to the studio, we all get together, and then we like fully like composed it.
G-Man is sitting there, he's like, yo, I can't do drums like this. Like, you know, the R&B trap. We're like, you're not going to bed if you don't fucking finish this beat. While he's working on beat, Shinda is over there in the corner writing. The first verse got written, and then like everybody's like, oh, this is crazy.
2 or 3 hours we just like made the Brown Monday. Yeah.
We heard Brown one day. I remember looking at Kevin and just like, yeah, this is a fucking game changer.
Set, shoot one. You know what time it is?
That's already in there, right?
Sing up.
While we're working. Okay. So let's get.
Millions of us have gone to Canada, America, UK, Australia, everywhere. And it's just everybody's story. You start from nothing and then you make something out of it.
Brown Monday was to represent us, you know, that was the whole theme of the video as well too. To like put on the people, those are doing good in our community. We do this taxi jobs.
Look at the camera, guys.
We're working in 7-Elevens, McDonald's, you name it. But we also like, we're artists. And just owning, this is who we are.
Lambo truck ਵਿੱਚ ਗੇੜੀ ਸੁੱਟੀ ਹਾਲੀਵੁੱਡ ਇਹ ਦੇਸੀ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਬਾਲੀਵੁੱਡ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦੀ ਵੇਵ ਆ ਨਾ ਭਾਲਦੇ ਕੋਫੇ ਵਗਾਉਣਾ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਲਿਰਿਕਸ ਹੈ
So it starts with Gigi saying Lambo truck ਵਿੱਚ ਗੇੜੀ ਸੁੱਟੀ Hollywood. That means bought a new Lamborghini truck and I'm in Hollywood enjoying the life.
ਦੇਸੀ ਦੇ ਗੀਤ ਦਾ ਟਰੈਪ ਦੀ ਬੀਟ ਆ ਸਿਰ ਕੱਢ ਗੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਪੀਕਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਬਰਾਉਨ ਮੁੰਡੇ
And then ਦੇਸੀ ਜੇ ਗੀਤ ਟਰੈਪ ਜੀ ਬੀਟ ਸਿਰ ਕੱਢ ਗੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਪੀਕਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਬਰਾਉਨ ਮੁੰਡੇ. That means the songs, the lyrics is Indian, it's Desi, it's Punjabi. And the beat has an influence of hip hop and trap. The whole verse is about appreciation of what we have done in a short span of time.
The day we shot Brown Monday, oh my God.
In a single day.
No.
We planned for the video. This guys, we're trying to call everybody we know and trying to arrange everything, right? Yeah, it started from the truck yard, right? And he's on the phone. We're like, yo, can we have a restaurant? This guy's like, bro, I own some restaurant. You want to cook there? And we're like, yeah, let's do that. So we went there. And then we're like, yo, we want to do the construction site. He called one of his other buddy. He just like, yo, you're building any house? He's like, yeah, I am. So we went there.
We winged it. And it was fucking amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah, literally was
Straight.
amazing.
Straight.
But when these guys work, when these guys make music, there's nobody better at it. And that's where it all starts and that's where it all ends, you know?
I remember we released Brown Monday September 2020. For the audience that we had at that time, it did really well. But it took a few months. I remember January, February is when the India market picked it up. With the help of a lot of celebrity acts that were into that song, really gave it that little bit of push. It kind of just fully blew up in India. We hit like 100 million views, and that's when I realized, okay, this is big, you know?
I spent 2 years watching these guys, making all this music, shooting music videos.
That's good.
There's like this bottleneck of like hype. All this music's blowing up and everyone's a fan now and no one's seen these guys. Like they could have been holograms for all they know. Biggest fan bases in India. The next step was to finally go out there and start touring.
Now It's my first tour, and I'm like, yo, it's time to go. Like, let's go. Like, you know, let's goddamn go. The India tour, I just don't know how it's gonna go. I just didn't know.
Walking out of Mumbai airport, all of us landed. I see a big crowd outside, and I'm like, yo, you guys ready for this? And AP's like, they don't really know us like that. We're not that big.
ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਸ paparazzi ਬਾਹਰ ਖੋਤੀ ਆ. So first word is AP, 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 and I was like, oh my God.
When we came out, like people jumped on us. All the media, like damn, like this is big.
Coming to this like massive country and everyone kind of know you, it's crazy, man. It was my first tour and I've never been to a goddamn show.
It's my first show. I'm going on my own fucking show for the first time.
But I didn't know there was gonna be paparazzi at the airport. Like, I was just like, yo, fuck, this is crazy.
First time on stage for all of us. They told me the first show was in Gurgaon. I'm like, okay, probably gonna be like some small show. And then we get to that night of the performance, and all I hear is just this huge crowd just roaring. Right away, you know, the energy, that feeling was just incredible.
ट्रैप दी बीटा सिर कट कट दे स्पीकरां च वजदे ब्राउन मुंडे हो कैसी जे गीता ट्रैप दी बीटा सिर कट कट दे स्पीकरां च वजदे ब्राउन मुंडे आओ यार भावें थोड़े आ जक्के ही जोड़े आ मिठे ना बनदे है बुल्लां तो कौड़े आ लंबे ही दौड़े आ हिक्कां तो चौड़े आ मुक्ति आ गल ना दब्बा ते कोड़े आ डायमंड दे पीस ने करोड़ा दी चीज ने आउंदे किथे डाउन मुंडे ओ पुछदे आ बैंटी ना नोटां दी गिणती आ टाइम साडे कोल आ ते लोक होए एंटी आ यारी दी गारंटी आ लोकी ते सेंटी आ दुनिया ए लभदी ते नारा भी सेंटी आ जिंदे कोले अज इन्ना कल जाना ए ले ते परसों नूं बैगां च कैश लैके हुणे केप टाउन मुंडे ब्राउन मुंडे
Brown Monday to me is a story of brotherhood. A story of brotherhood that is scaling a lot of cultural stigmas as well.
It connected beyond just music. There was a new phenomenon which was taking shape in front of our eyes. I think that sense of feeling that it kind of generated really allowed it to kind of transcend boundaries.
The ability to actually reach someone who's been born in Vancouver or Toronto, but equally in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, brown people, literally South Asians across the globe. Everyone's screaming Brown Munde.
Seeing that many people screaming and the energy, it was crazy.
I was not prepared for that. I was looking around what's happening. I wasn't gonna cry on the stage, but it was tears in the eyes.
People see what we're trying to do here, And this is the first of a kind thing that we're doing. The whole crew's vision is to take our music to the next stage, the mainstream music. We can do it bigger and better. We're one step in, and we have a long way to go. Yeah, this feels crazy, no?
Some good inspiration up here.
Yeah. Now, after we took that long a break, we gotta give something better, right? Have to. Fans deserves it.
Leaving India, the next frontier, North America. First time in the country doing a show, and it's in an arena. We're barely 3 years into our career and we're doing arenas. The trajectory is kind of unheard of. We're going on tour in 6 weeks.
For us to execute this with the vision that we have, we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and come back with guns blazing.
The whole tour is being announced on Tuesday. Biggest risk is our first show on our home soil is an arena.
Yeah.
Who's trying to sell 15,000 tickets on their first show in a market? That's a statement, and a lot of people are gonna be expecting us not to do good.
With that big of a crowd size, you got this big expectations. You got to put on a show.
That's why I don't want us to be just walk on the stage, yo, what's going on, do this. Nah, it's a show this time.
More theatrics.
More theatrics.
Okay.
Because that's how we step up the game. So when we come on the stage, we just shake the stage.
There's a lot of people in the industry that will see what we're doing and be like, these guys have no fucking idea what they're doing. And maybe they're right, but we pulled this off. It's the hardest thing we're ever gonna do, but it's probably gonna be the best thing for everybody.
ਟੁੱਟੇ ਦਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਂਭੀ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਕੀ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਮੁਟਿਆਰੇ ਨੀ 12 ਸਾਲ ਮੱਝੀਆਂ ਚਰਾਈਆਂ ਛੱਡੇ ਤਖਤ ਹਜ਼ਾਰੇ ਨੀ ਹਰ ਸਾਹ ਨਾਲ ਯਾਦ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਂਗ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਦਿਲ ਨਾਲ ਲਾਰੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਏ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਲ ਨਾਲ ਲਾਰੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਏ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਦਿਲ ਨਾਲ ਲਾਰੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਏ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਚੰਨ ਤੱਕ ਰਾਹ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਤਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਪਸੰਦ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੇਠਾਂ ਸਹਾਰੇ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖੇਂਗੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਯਾਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਊਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ